All right. Marvel did it with Guardians of the Galaxy. Can they do it again with the Eternals? Oh. Whoops.
Welcome back to another Out of Touch podcast. I'm Chris, and that's Bill, and today we're reviewing Marvel's Eternals, the latest MCU movie. So, Bill, how did you like Eternals?
This is a labored question.
Oh, uh-oh.
Look, I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't love it.
Okay.
That was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't almost nod off, but I felt like if it kept going the direction it was going in, then I would have nodded off.
Right.
Which is crazy, because I'm caffeinated. So I shouldn't be like, this is a weird-ass movie.
I think it's a slower-paced movie.
Yeah, but not in always a good way.
I genuinely actually really liked it, for the most part. Like, I didn't really have any, problems with it, but...
I got a few problems.
The characters' powers seem kind of generic, though.
Oh, they're completely generic.
Yeah.
We got Icky Sticky, who's just got Superman powers.
Right.
We got Laura Croft, who's got, generic Green Lantern powers.
Yeah.
We got, I don't know, the Flash.
Yeah. Not Superman.
They're all just so basic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I guess a brief synopsis. 7,000 years ago, a bunch of space gods flew to Earth on a giant Kit Kat bar because a traffic light told them to. And
I wish we were making this up. Look, a lot of these characters and concepts came out in the 70s, man. A lot of weird stuff was going on back then.
Yeah.
This is stuff created by Jack Kirby. But it's he did his Thor comics.
Yeah.
Then he quit Marvel and created the New Gods, which rose after Ragnarok.
Right.
And then I think the Eternals might have sprung out of him returning to Marvel and continuing his New Gods storyline in a subtle way as well.
Okay.
But either way, it's these are third-rate knockoff characters.
I guess.
I mean, granted, a lot of them are derived from actual myth and legend, blah, 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 because you got Athena, who's Athena.
Yeah.
There's Icarus, Gilgamesh.
Kinger, who might be something. I don't know.
Is that druggy guy something?
Druid. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What about the Flash? Was she something?
I don't know. I guess it would make more sense. I don't even remember what her name is. Was it Hermes? I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't. It was something with an M.
Okay.
Was she the one I kept calling macaroni by mistake?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you got Sprite. Do you get it? Moving on. Oh yeah, and Cersei.
Yeah, the main character.
Yeah.
Mostly the main character.
Because she's...
Oh wait, we forgot Fastos?
Is it Fastos? I thought it was Phantos.
No, there's a T.
Oh, okay.
I've seen these Marvel Legend figures collecting dust, so I've seen the names.
Right.
I don't see anyone buying them.
Yeah.
Nobody wants them.
So, short version of the plot, Eternals are on Earth to defeat deviants because the Celestial told them to. That's kind of it.
Yeah. It's a pretty simplistic backstory.
Honestly, I feel like
what's a Celestial? I don't know.
It's a giant space god that has a traffic light for a head.
That's all we got. And I guess they existed before the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, because they created the universe, or more or less, they create stars.
I don't think they created the universe. I think they are the things that popped up first.
Okay.
Because I don't know, there's a weird hierarchy with Marvel cosmic beings. The Celestials are high, but there's ones that are higher.
I mean, there's literally a Marvel cosmic being called the One Above All.
Yeah.
So.
And there's also Eternity, who's the universe.
Right.
The One Above All, I think, is just Jack Kirby.
Oh, okay.
I think he's sometimes drawn like Jack Kirby.
Okay, that's fun.
It's a little fun in joke.
Yeah. Before we get into spoilers, I guess, but Eternals are on Earth. They're hanging out. They thought they defeated all the deviants. Their leader, Ajak, is go live your life now for thousands of years because you're all Highlanders.
But you can't interfere in human history. We're just waiting to get told to leave.
Yeah.
I swear that's what's happening.
Yeah. And yeah, it picks up present day, Cersei is. I guess like a school teacher or something.
But that was like a museum.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. We don't know much about the British education systems. I'm just going to assume all schools in England are also museums because that country is super old.
And she's dating Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
Right.
Who I thought was going to have a bigger role, but then no. But he is a character that will become more important later.
Yeah, he also thinks Cersei is a wizard, and she kind of is. And...
I do kind of... that's one thing I do like about the movie.
Yeah.
That this is a world where crazy powers exist, and she's clearly hiding something. Weird stuff happening around her, and he's just like, are you one of those superpowered people?
Yeah.
I think you got... Are you a wizard?
You got Doctor Strange powers.
Are you lying to me?
I do like how you keep saying, could you turn me into a giraffe? Yeah, so they're just kind of hanging out. They've been around on Earth forever, you know, and then the deviants come back and hilarity ensues, I guess.
Well, not so much the hilarity.
Yeah, not until later on.
Even that, it's kind of very spaced out.
Yeah. I guess it's weird, like, you know, we get flashbacks.
Should we just go into spoilers?
Yeah, we'll go into some spoilers now, but... You know, the movie has flashbacks to, like, Mesopotamia and Babylon.
Very abrupt flashbacks. I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is happening.
Yeah, it's weird that they only really show, like, Mesopotamia and Babylon, but they, like, mention they lived in ancient Greece for a while. It's like, why couldn't we see that?
And I guess they also spent some time in England, because Excalibur.
Yeah. Spent time everywhere, more or less.
I guess so.
Yeah. But, so the deviants are back, and the Eternals got to get the band back together.
And that's one of the, I guess a hang-up, a criticism. The plot of this movie, despite being criticized or hailed as being more complex and full of depth and blobbity-bloobity.
I think it's as complicated as people make it seem to be.
It is beyond simplistic because it's the plot structure of the Blues Brothers. Because they're going from place to place, picking up members of their crew. Because there's like 10 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's too many.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy introduced like 4 characters. And Groot.
Yeah. There's like 5 technically, but you corrected yourself.
Yeah, I mean Groot's barely a character. He's got like some little humanization moments, but he's mostly just I am Groot.
Yeah. Yeah, the plot's pretty simple. I guess like the best way to talk about this movie too is I felt most of the characters in this movie were pretty likable. Like, Cersei is, you know, she's kind of just, like, more or less, like, the serious one. A little bit. She's kind of, you know, trying to do the right thing because, spoiler, Ajax, who is the leader, is murdered by a deviant, or so it would seem. And Cersei kind of becomes their leader reluctantly. It's hard to say because some of the Eternals don't really get that much screen time.
Oh yeah, some of them are like barely in the movie. They don't show up till almost the third act.
Yeah, Sprite is there for most of the movie. She's kind of fun, but I guess like the best ones for me are Gilgamesh and Kinga.
Because they were the fun ones.
They were. I mean, Gilgamesh was freaking awesome. It's sad that he dies.
Yeah, why'd they kill off one of the fun ones? I thought they killed off one of the boring ones, but then he turned out to be alive. I'm like, no, he sucks.
Yeah.
Leave him dead.
I guess Thea is Thena, right. She's like the one that's sick. She's got like a weird thing where she's kind of goes into like a weird shutdown mode and then attacks everybody, but then we find out what's up with that a little later on.
Yeah, it's kind of a clue to what the Eternals actually are.
Yeah. And you got Kinga, who is a Bollywood star, which has probably like the most obvious but like really fun thing where it's just like, yeah, I've been the greatest Bollywood actor for 100 years. And it's just like, it's like, how do they not know it's you? It's like, oh, because that's my great-great-grandfather, and that's my grandfather, and that's my father.
Mm-hmm. And that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of amusing. I also kind of like the touch that the movie he was filming, he was playing Icarus.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm playing you.
Yeah.
That must have got awkward later.
Yeah. And we got Icarus, who I guess like he has Superman's powers, but none of Superman's personality or charm.
Yes.
He's very devoted to the Celestial.
He can fly. He's pretty strong. He shoots lasers from his eyes.
Yes.
And he's as boring as people think Superman is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob Stark. I know you could do better.
Yeah. And we got Fanto. What did you say his name was? Because I said it wrong. Fastos.
I think.
Who's actually pretty fun, but is barely in the movie until the very end.
He's in like the flashback portions, but then they wait so long to get him that it was at the point in the movie where I'm like, no, why are we still doing this? Because there's a big action set piece that really felt like it needed to lead quicker into the third act, but then we kind of detour to him and his family for like, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, this should have happened sooner.
Yeah, they definitely should have picked him up.
Like this needed to be in the middle of the movie, and then you go to the druid guy in the woods with his weird cult people. That was kind of weird. And then you get to the ship, and then that leads into the third act. That was so structured so weird.
Yeah. And you got
It's bad enough this movie sometimes slows down, I feel, too much. Where it's just like, okay.
I never felt it was that slow, but
There was nothing too egregious, but there was
Yeah.
moments where I was like, all right, come on, I get it. Let's go. Wrap it up. I was definitely feeling it towards the end of the Fastos stuff, because I was like, because it was just at the wrong position in the movie. If it was earlier, I wouldn't have cared. But it was just like, oh my God, there's still another one out there that we gotta find.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Also, like, when the whole team is, like, finally assembled, you're like, hey, what happened to, like, Speedy Girl? And it's just like, oh, she's
just on the ship.
She's on the Kit Kat bar. All right.
That was so lazy.
Yeah.
That was such an afterthought.
Yeah, you know, it is a long movie. I would say it does feel long, but I didn't think it was like boring any times, but because it's like slower pace, it is like, yeah, this movie does feel kind of long at points. Probably not my favorite MCU movie, but nowhere near the bottom for me.
I'd probably put it kind of low, just because of like, I am likely not to revisit this anytime soon. I could see myself jumping to that post-credit scene just to like, I can't believe this, but we'll get
to that.
Yeah.
So I guess like some plot stuff, you know, they're getting the band back together because
they're on a mission from God.
Yeah.
It's the fucking Blues Brothers plot.
Yeah, the Deviants are around, but essentially what they do is, and I'm pretty sure this is kind of like the plot from that Marvel comic called Marvels, where you find out the Earth is actually like going to, I guess the Earth is like an egg for a Celestial.
Well, I don't know about that comic story, but in the case of this, a Celestial was like implanted in the Earth.
Yeah.
And they're basically their actual purpose there was to make civilization thrive and grow so that the Celestial can feast on it.
Yeah, it feeds off the energy of like intelligent life, and then when it gives birth to itself, it explodes the planet, but another Celestial is made to create more life.
Man, imagine if that happened in like the Guardians of the Galaxy or Captain Marvel comes swinging by and be like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. It's
No, and like you can almost imagine like, what the fuck did the Avengers do now?
Man,
and
seriously.
was it somehow Tony Stark's fault, even though he's dead?
Yeah, and like the main Eternal lady, who's like the leader, Ajax, she's kind of like, maybe we shouldn't, have the Celestial like destroy this planet. I mean, these guys did stop like Thanos and brought back like half of the people in the universe, and maybe this place is kind of special, but like their Eternal God guy is just like, no, screw that place. My baby.
Yeah, and we find out that Icarus is super loyal to the cause, and he kills her.
Yeah, he fed Ajax to some deviants that survived because they were frozen in ice, and because of the Celestial waking up, not global warming.
That's a shocker.
Yeah. They thawed out, and he fed her to him pretty much. Also, there's a deviant that can absorb Eternal's powers that literally has like no reason for being in the movie because Icarus is the villain the whole time.
Like, you could have just had them be the savage beasts, and that was that. That would be
Yeah.
enough. You don't need this one. Okay, it absorbs the powers, but then it reaches the point of sentience after it kills Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, it clearly, okay, fuck. He's like, fuck you, I hate the Eternals, and he fucks off. You could have left him, like, off the board for, like, a sequel or something, but then he shows up and attacks the other Eternals for reasons.
Yeah.
Why is he helping Icarus? It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
None of that made any sense.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did that happen like that?
I don't know. It's weird. That definitely does not work in this movie, and I would say that's probably
Like,
one of the bigger flaws.
Is that like an important character for the Eternals that they just had to put in the movie?
I mean, who knows? Nobody knows anything about the Eternals.
No one.
Like
No
I said,
one.
the only one that anybody knows is Cersei because she's on the Avengers sometimes, and she's the main character because why wouldn't she be? Because she's the only one people know.
Yep.
I mean, she kind of has like the most powerful powers because she can turn matter into like other states of matter.
When I think Cersei in comic books, I tend to think of like the DC one who's just like a Wonder Woman villain.
Yeah. But I guess like the best parts of this movie, which is like weird, is just them like kind of hanging out and having dinner and talking and stuff, and kind of like the globe-trotting they do in this movie is pretty fun.
I remember, was it Kingo that was just like, I knew Thor was a little kid, now he won't take my phone calls. It's like, motherfucker, Thor doesn't have a phone.
Yeah.
That's canon.
It is pretty funny that Kinga has like his valet with him, who's like just this like super excited guy, and Kinga's making a documentary the whole time. There's a funny part where the valet keeps like filming everything and cameras keep getting broken, and they're like, how many cameras did you bring with you? Like he just has like different cameras each time. It's pretty great.
It's weird that he was the only of the human friends that went on the adventure. I thought Jon Snow from Game of Thrones was also going to do that.
Yeah.
But he's just gone after the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's weird because Cersei's kind of in like she's like dating him, but not really like in a serious relationship with him
like,
just yet, but they're
like,
about to get there.
Yeah, like they're like, kind of like reaching that level, but for her it's awkward because like, I'm an immortal robot person thing.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't know about the robot person thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like not even like alive really.
Yeah.
They're like automatons.
Yeah, the robots.
Yeah. That's weird.
Space robots.
My God.
Yeah, I guess it is. It is weird. Like.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few on the nose things like after they defeat the big celestial that's birthing from the earth, Icarus feels guilty and he flies into the sun. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's weird too because I guess like part of that celestials is like sticking out of planet Earth now.
I'm not sure what, like, she's turned it into something, right?
Yeah, it looks like she turned it into like marble or something.
I thought for a second maybe she turned it into snow
Yeah,
and it was just gonna melt.
maybe it was like a glacier, but no, I think it's just like marble or it's like a rock.
I don't know.
But
I'm sure it'll eventually get clarified in supplemental material.
yeah,
Fucking.
I mean the final battle is kind of different. There's like a lot of cool visuals in this movie. I like when Cersei's like running towards the celestial being birthed out of this volcano, and you just see this like hellscape like that she's like running over. I was like, that looks actually visually cool.
I do kind of like the idea that it's just like, it's just a hand that's coming out. That's
Yeah,
what we see.
and then you see part of his head later on too.
Do we?
Yeah,
You sure?
yeah, it's the hand and then like part of the head.
You sure that wasn't just like a weird fingertip?
No, it's the head. You see the traffic light eyes.
Why would it be that close to the hand?
It's not. There's like the hand's like over at this one point, and then like further down, there's like part of the head.
Oh.
Because
You
like
sure?
yeah, these things are pretty big. They are like planet sized, but you know they're not as like
Sometimes they look even bigger, but that might just be creative license. I'm not sure.
the scaling of them is a little weird. But yeah, it's weird. So they're
So, do you think when they designed the Celestials back in the day, someone just dropped acid and like went driving around, and they were just at a red light for a while, and we're just like, oh my God.
I've seen the face of God, and he is horrifying. He's told me to stop doing what I'm doing, but then he also told me to go places, but then he also told me to yield.
He's like, slow down.
Yeah.
Weird. What
Who
a
knows?
Weird flick.
They are strange looking. Yeah, you know, I don't know exactly what else can say more about the movie besides, like, you know, we'll talk about the post-credit stuff, but...
I mean, I guess we could talk about the fact that I thought everything was going to be like, oh, they're actually kind of wrapping this up, and then it just ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That was kind of surprising. They've never done that for a first installment.
Yeah.
In a potential series.
The main Celestial that's in charge of him shows up, and he's just like, you killed my baby. Also, I guess the Eternals are baby murderers.
Yeah, they killed a baby.
Yeah.
The baby Celestial, but it was a baby.
I mean, it was going to destroy the Earth if it, like, got out, but...
Is it the baby's fault?
Yeah. Let's not get into this. Whoa.
Oh, man. Did Marvel just make a pro or anti-abortion movie? I'm not sure.
Yeah? Oh, no.
Controversial.
Yeah.
Everyone's so fixated on that other thing.
No wonder why Kevin Feige said this movie will win an Oscar.
It won't.
Yeah.
It won't. Not with that critical score. Boy, they backed the wrong horse on that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so the movie ends with the Celestial showing up being like, you killed my baby. And then it's just like, I will judge you based on your memories with this planet and to see if this planet actually was worth saving.
And Cersei, she was with Jon Snow again, and like he's about to say something like, yeah, I have my own weird family lineage thing, and then she gets grabbed. But he only gets like a couple of them because the one got turned into human.
Yeah.
And then the three of them fucked off into space to look for other Eternals. And
Yeah.
be like, yo, this shit's fucked up. We should stop this.
I mean, he did take Cersei, Kinga, and Sprite at the end.
Was Sprite there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I only remember
Those
seeing
are those are the only three left on Earth.
She's human now.
Yeah.
What about, what's his name?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It might have been Phantos.
I'm assuming it was those three. I mean, I guess she could have been there too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she's human.
Yeah, that's true.
She grabbed her to space. The other Eternals are just floating there. She's like...
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird because I guess like throughout the movie too, you find out like some of the Eternals have like defects, like, you know, Thea has her... Thena, whatever. Why do I keep saying Thea?
I don't know.
It's like that weird planet object in space that apparently hit the Earth and created the moon. That's what I'm thinking of. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because we do find out that every time they leave a planet, their memories just get erased to square one.
Right.
So, like, clearly there was a glitch there.
Yeah. Also, the Celestial is keeping all their memories for some reason.
Amassing knowledge.
Maybe, or maybe just like a record of like the planets that, you know, the Celestials are like birthed from as like a memento. It's just like, this is the world you were created from. It's like, wow, this was a great place. It sucks that I had to destroy it to be alive.
It's kind of Brainiac-ish.
Yeah, kind of, you know. Oh. You're like, those hacks.
Just saying. There's no such thing as a coincidence.
Yeah. And, yeah, so he's going to judge them and the movie ends. And we get a post-credit scene.
First we get the mid-credit scene where it's Thena, the Flash girl, and what's his name? Druid.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to find the other Eternals. Why haven't we heard from anybody? And Thena's all like, motherfucking Celestials got him. And then they get a visit from a really terrible CGI
Goblin.
like weird leprechaun-looking motherfucker, voiced by Patton Oswalt.
Right.
But he's there to present
Star Fox.
A.K.A. Eros, the brother of Thanos.
Yeah.
Why is he not purple?
I don't know.
Also, but that means he's like a weird robot man? Is he adopted? Was Thanos a robot? What the fuck does this mean?
I don't know. I know in the comics, I think Thanos is technically a deviant, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Also, Star Fox, Marvel Star Fox is a character I've seen made fun of a lot.
Yeah.
Also, Nintendo. Sue them.
Nintendo's just like, no, we pretty much ruined our Star Fox franchise.
Yeah, that Wii U game. Oof. Yeesh.
I'll play it one day.
No.
But,
And yeah, then he's like, I'm here to help you. And like the funny thing that I kind of like, but it was also kind of like, the whole scene is like a very jarring tone shift. And I was just like, you know what? It makes sense. Eternals, welcome to Marvel space. It's freaking weird up here.
yeah.
The guy looks like he popped from like one of the Guardians movies.
Yeah, kind of. Kind of has like similar armor as the Eternals have.
Well, he's an Eternal.
Yeah.
But he's clearly spent a lot of time in weird, wacky space. He's got a weird sidekick.
Yeah.
Like a weird space imp. Who presented him in like a weird way.
Yeah, I think he introduces himself as like Pit the Troll or something.
I don't know.
Like I that name sounds familiar. I'm like, is that one of those characters that hangs out with like Adam Warlock or something? But whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll be getting him soon.
Yeah, I guess we will.
Guardians 3, he got cast.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have the post-credit scene where Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, I don't remember his character's name,
Yeah.
who in the comics
It's Black Knight.
Yeah, has a character called Black Knight. And he's like got this mysterious evil sword from his family's past, which is some kind of magic.
Yeah.
And he's like getting ready to like pick it up. I thought they were like, he's going to pick it up, armor up, and be like, I'm coming, baby.
It's gonna be like full-blown Knights of Tyranno armor.
Then a mysterious voice calls out and says, I don't think you're ready for that, man.
Yes.
And then it ends. And we were like, okay.
Who dat?
What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
So I had to look it up on the internet.
And tell the good people who it is.
It was Blade.
Blade.
That was
is in
Blade's
it.
MCU debut. An uncredited voice that you... What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why would you do it like that?
Show, don't tell.
Show him. Or at least have, like, Jon Snow be like, Blade?
I mean,
Like, let us know who that is. No one... I shouldn't have to look on the internet to know who the fuck that was.
not gonna lie, if Blade showed up at the end of this movie just on the grounds of Blade being in it, I'm like, this is the best MCU movie ever now. Because Blade is awesome. I can't wait for the Blade movie.
Well,
It's probably my most anticipated Marvel movie.
Deadpool 3.
Oh, yeah.
Better fucking make it.
But,
Sit through 2.5 hours of poorly paced out and badly structured, pretentious nonsense. You better make Deadpool 3.
I didn't think this movie was that pretentious.
You know, to be fair, it wasn't the movie that was pretentious. It was the marketing and their hype machine that was pretentious. They were hyping this thing as like, oh, this is a big, grandiose, epic, like we've never seen before. I'm like, was it?
Yeah.
You had a generic plot that was literally the Blues Brothers plot because they were on a mission from God. In this case, the God was a celestial.
Right.
And they had to get the band back together. It was the fucking plot of the Blues Brothers, Chris.
Which is not a bad thing to me.
It is when it's 2.5 hours long.
People were making this seem like it was like super complicated, and I'm just like,
It's not.
like they're almost like making it seem like this was Dune, which actually was really good, but
Haven't seen it.
was like,
It's called Dune. I don't understand.
yeah, it's the name of the planet, whatever.
Why is it
whatever.
called that? That's just a thing. It's an
sands.
object.
Sand
That's like
dunes.
naming the planet Mountain. I'm gonna call it Mountain, or Hill, or Grassy Hill. Is that gonna be the name of another sci-fi epic?
I mean, it should be. We should rate it.
Sure.
Hilltop.
Fantastic.
Anyway, you totally derailed me. I don't even know what I was gonna say. I liked it. It was fine. I don't think it's as complicated as people think it is.
It really isn't. It's pretty simplistic.
I feel like it does feel pretty different than the other MCU movies, but at the same time, it doesn't feel that different.
Because every once in a while, an MCU joke pops out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like if you had a movie that was shot a little like Man of Steel, but then everyone was just making quips every now and then.
Yeah.
Like weird comedic beats happen every now and then. Like
None of the jokes fall flat in this movie. I think it's overall pretty enjoyable.
it was fun.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Too many characters.
Yeah, too many characters. I will say, for the most part, none of the Eternals are like, bad.
They're not the Justice League,
Yeah.
even though they stand in a formation like the Justice League.
Yeah, and
They're derivative of a lot of the Justice Leaguers.
and they have all like different colored outfits. In fact, when we were watching this movie, we're like, oh man, are we gonna remember these characters' names? It's just like, let's see, White Ranger, Green Ranger, Red Ranger, Blue Ranger with gray accents, Blue Ranger with gold accents,
Purple Ranger.
yeah, Gold Ranger,
Girl Red Ranger.
yeah,
Yeesh. Very generic outfits.
yeah. But it was a fun time for me.
It was alright.
Anything else to say about Eternals, Bill?
Not really.
Yep. That's a Sprite because the character's name's Sprite. I was gonna drink that, man!